Welcome, everybody. It is August 21st, 2025, Wednesday, and we're back in stride again with the iBug Android Insight Call. It's a hot summer. Feel the heat, feel the rain, but we're here again to enjoy and discuss Android. Anything on the Android platform, whether it is your I was finna say iPhone. Whether it is your Android smartphone, Android tablet, Alexa device, Google device, Fire tablet, Fire TV, Braille device. As long as it works on an Android platform, it is open for discussion on our floor. And I am happy to say, welcome back, and let's enjoy another night of entertainment and learning. We have a lot that's been going on in the community. And my name is Ava Caruth. I'm out of Houston, Texas, and I am one of your Zoom facilitators. And Hershey?
Hey there, good evening, everybody. This is Hershey from Daytona Beach area, and welcome to the show. And lots to talk about, lots happened today. So welcome to the show, and thank you for coming by.
And let's not forget our backup and our Zoom person
Zoom Queen,
with
you
us.
want to say hello? Hey, Zoom Queen, you're back there.
Hey guys, it's really from Houston, and welcome.
Awesome, Shirley. Thank you. And thank you for all you do back there with running the Zoom, the edits.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you so much. Yep, so now let's get over with a little bit of iBug. Today, Friday, is the iBug movie. And it's Billy Joe, Part 1. You know, the movie starts off at 7:30 with a nice social hour. 8 o'clock is the movie. And after the movie, they have a lot of trivia and discussion about the movie. So just know, come back on Friday night and enjoy the iBug movie. And I did that one. Here we go. And then the Vila Book Club is coming up. And the book will be September 11th. They already got the book out for it. None of this is true by Lisa Jewell. Hey, sound interesting. So if you really want to listen, get into reading a good book, join the Vila Book Club through iBug. It is all on the same Zoom platform. And if you want to keep up with what's going on in iBug, please go to ibugtoday.com. And you can, if you're not been signed up already, you can sign up there and you will get an email at the beginning of the month and throughout the month about the upcoming events that's happening in iBug. But if you want to know about our past shows for the iBug Android Insight, Hershey, you want to tell them how they can go about that?
Absolutely. It's my favorite place to be, and it's YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, go ahead and type in iBug Android Insight if you want, but let's make it easy. 2 words, iBug Today. If you just type in iBug Today, go to the channel. Once you're at the channel, you'll find tabs. So you'll have a home, videos, live, and then playlist. If you go under playlist, you'll find that you're able to look at all the past shows from all of our offerings here at iBug Today. So if you're an iPhone, then Monday nights are your days every Monday. And then our call is every third Wednesday. So we have about 52 or so files uploaded, or these episodes. So please feel free, if you don't remember what we talked about or you need to go back and reference something, then that's a perfect place to go. And let me go ahead and give you one extra one. If you are in need of help during, let's just say, between this call and next month, you could join our mailing list. So that mailing list, to join it, is send a blank email to iBug Android Insight +subscribe @groups.io. And sending that blank email. Ava does an amazing job by getting everybody added quickly. And if you have questions or thoughts and such we would be more than happy to answer your questions offline, or maybe this community, because this community is great. They would be more than happy to help you with stuff in between and to connect with us.
So, as we move forward this evening, let's let everybody introduce themselves. If you're new to our show, let us know how you heard about us, what type of Android device you have, or even if you're just interested and you're just hanging in there to try to find out more information. Let's go ahead and do a roundabout and let's let everybody introduce themselves. Just please remember, you do not have to raise your hand, and just wait till another person has a lull and go ahead and speak up.
Hey, it's Mickey Taylor. This is my first time being able to join in because I have an Android. So I'm glad to finally be able to connect on Wednesday. I have another meeting prior to, so I'm glad to be on the line this Wednesday. Thank you.
All right. Welcome, Mickey.
Thank you.
I'm Jim Temper from St. Louis, and I'm new to using a cell phone, and it's an Android, and I think this...
Well, welcome. You're in the right place to learn.
Welcome to the show.
I'm from North Carolina.
Hey there, Anna.
Welcome.
Nice to have you again. Thank you for coming back, and welcome to the show.
This is Mary Alice from Pennsylvania, and I have an Alexa, but I also am helping someone learn how to use an Android phone.
Well, welcome, Mary Alice.
Thank you.
This is Janice.
Hey, Janice. How's it going?
I'm fine. I'm still hanging in with my Z Fold 4. I haven't upgraded yet.
7s? Huh.
No, the 4 still works fine.
Well, welcome to the show, and I really do appreciate to some of our people that always show up here on the call. So you've been one of them, and thank you for your support.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else want to introduce themselves? Let us know where you're coming in from, and perhaps what kind of phone or anything. Anything's fine.
I am Jeff from Pennsylvania, and I have a Pixel 9 Pro.
All right. Welcome.
Jazadi from Welland, Canada.
Welcome in.
Valencia from Maryland.
Welcome back, Valencia.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Anybody else want to introduce?
Masuma, San Francisco.
Who is that, by the way?
It's Masuma. I'm from San Francisco.
Welcome to the show.
Thank
Pleasure
you.
to have you.
Yeah,
First time for you?
Yes, this is my first time. I use Apple, but prior to my vision loss, I used to have an Android. I want to switch back.
Familiarity is one thing, but in this call, just to let everybody know ahead of time, we're not brand specific, we're accessibility specific. So both phones have accessibility built in, and I'm just happy that you're here. So thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
This is Dale from Cleveland, Ohio.
Hey, Dale, how's it going? Welcome to the show.
Oh,
first
thank
time for
you.
Or is this the first time?
I've been on other calls just listening, but I haven't really participated before in the past.
Appreciate you letting us know who you are and participating this much. So thank you and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is Foster Brown from Houston.
Foster Brown.
Today is the 20th, Ava. You said the 21st. It's August.
Oops, thank you.
I've been telling people that all network.
Hey, Foster, just a quick note. I tried my very best to get white shoes in here, but white shoes is coming. I'm just saying, I tried my very best.
All right.
It's a busy day, though. Remember, we just had an event today. So it's a busy day. So maybe next month, I will try to have white shoes come in here.
We'll tag team.
If you could find an email, we'll make sure white shoes is in. We'll explain. I know everybody's like, what are these two guys talking about? But we'll explain. Thank you for coming back.
Well, from Houston, I have lots of Android devices and accessories for Android. And to the lady in San Francisco, we forgive you for backsliding to iPhone. Please come back to Android.
Foster, behave now. Just kidding. But thank you. Welcome, Foster. And it's always a pleasure to have you on. And thank you for all your support all these years. All right. Anybody else?
Okay. Well, Hearing nobody. Let's go
This is
ahead.
John from BC, Canada.
Hey, Mr.
Okay,
PC in
hey.
town. Hey, how's it going, John? Welcome back.
This is Quentin from Houston.
Had to think about it, huh, Quentin?
Yeah, I had to. It's been a day. It's been a week. It's been a week.
And, thank you again, Quentin, for all the support. And it's always appreciative that you're here.
We'll blame it on the heat.
It's 84 here. I mean, what are you talking about there, Willis? Sorry.
I think it was 84 when I woke up.
Yeah, we're all kind of suffering the heat. He could be in New York, and I'd say what I heard is like 97 the other day or something. So, but welcome back. And anybody else want to introduce themselves? Let us know where you're coming in from, what kind of device or anything like that. A little bit about you. Hey, Amazon woman, you over there? Amazon woman, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you explain who you are to the audience again, just in case they? And what do you got over there? You got. I mean, I'm calling you Amazon woman. Why do I call you that again?
Yeah, because I have a lot of Amazon devices. I think I'm living with them and have to upgrade now. But I am Ava Caruth. I'm out of Houston, Texas. I have a Samsung Galaxy S24 Fi. I have several Alexa devices, from the old ones to the new Pop. Well, the old Pop now. I have Echo Shows. I have a Google device. I have cameras. I have Fire TVs. Cried when my Samsung TV decided it wanted to leave me. But yeah, I live on my devices in Hershey.
Yeah, that's I. That's I. Here I am, Hershey
Mr. Google.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. We did a seminar one day, and I slipped that accidentally. And then at the end of the the meeting, everyone's like, "Hey, Mr. Google." So she's right. I live in the Google ecospace more so than the Amazon ecospace. I have Nest Audio sitting to the left of me, the hub behind me. I have a Pixel 9 Pro. I have a Pixel Fold for the Pixel side, and then Samsung S22 Ultra is my daily driver. I have an iPhone 14 Pro for my late mom, but I respect everything with accessibility in mind. So those are a few devices that I have, and no tablets, Chromebook somewhere back there. But yeah, I've been using Android for quite some time, and would love to hear all the new questions or thoughts that we have coming about. You ready for them questions, Ava? I think I'm ready. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready too.
Oh, more questions. Or do we want to let them know what happened today? How about we let them?
Ooh.
If someone speaks up, then we say it. If not, I'm going to go tell them what happened today.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what happened, Hershey. I was at work all day.
Oh, well.
I need to know. I've seen it right.
I'll tell you the truth, Foster. The TV was on. I don't know if my ears were on. I paid attention, but I didn't pay attention. However, Jimmy Fallon was the guest, and Steph Curry and Jonas Brothers, or one of the brothers, maybe, is what I've heard. And Google had a release party today. You could call it a party. They released the Pixel 10, Pixel 10 Pro, and the Pixel XL, Pro XL, excuse me. The Fold will be coming soon, probably more likely October-ish because of delays that they mentioned. They released a Pixel 4 watch. They released the Pixel 2a earbuds. On the Google website, they confused me a little. Maybe the Pixel Pro 2 buds came out last time or last year, but they kind of clumped it together. So I'm confused if that actually came out this time or if it's only the Pixel 2a earbuds, which are the affordable. I call it A as affordable price point at $129, whereas the Pixel Pro 2 were at $229. Pixel 10 around at $799 and $1799 for the Pixel Fold, Pixel 10 Fold, let's say that properly. Pixel Pro and Pro XL, I'm not sure, maybe it's 1100-ish, 1100 to 1200-ish, but there's a lot of deals, so I don't want to give you just a set price. I would say go check out like Best Buy to really feel it, or your local cell phone shops such as I mean, you have so many. You got Rogers, TELUS. Oh, sorry, that's Canada. But I'm kidding. You could find at any Sprint or wait, Sprint's gone too. T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, Google Fi, U.S. Cellular, etc. So Spectrum, matter of fact. And so go ahead and check it out for your own. There's so many videos already plopping up out in YouTube land. And that's kind of the brief of it. They will, if you have a Pro phone, by the way, give you Gemini for free for a year. So I think that's a pretty big deal. It's a $239 value, as they call it. But you get all the high-end features, and you get the features to give you, let's say, to make videos and this and that. So you kind of get all the bells and whistles that Google Gemini is offering at this point for free for the year. And I've been reading the websites. I saw something about Google Drive maybe giving you 6 months of 2 terabytes or something, but that might be locational specific. So check your local shops for better details or specific to your state or location as far as country even. And overall, this is it for Pixel at this point, meaning for this year. This is their they usually have this event in October, but they have moved it up. However, as I mentioned, the Pixel Fold will come out a little later. And next year, little preview, Samsung S26 will come out. And so January is typically Samsung S20 S series release. The summertime around May or June is Samsung's Fold and Flips releases, or maybe even July. I forgot when Samsung had their event, but the summertime. So if you're in the market of new phones or new devices or want to figure out, hey, where do I go? What do I need? Check out those points in the year, and you could maybe, build your budgeting from that, or maybe how to get discounts. So January, Samsung month. Summertime is Samsung Flip and Fold. And then what month is August? Sorry. August is Pixel month, and everything pretty much releases at Pixel altogether. And in May, typically, Google will have their Google I/O Developer Conference. So if you just want to kind of figure out and you're new to the whole ecosystems, and you are probably familiar with WWDC, Worldwide Congress, or I forget what, Developer Conference, sorry. And that's the Apple thing, right? So that's the Apple Developer Conference. So similarly, Google has Google I/O, where they're telling you about all the devices, all the little bells and whistles. And one thing I noted when I was listening to some of the briefings is that with Google, the live translation is super fast. So if you're maybe talking in Spanish or another language, it will translate for you pretty quickly to have almost like a real-time conversation. So those are just a few highlights. If you have questions, please bring them up, and we could try to dive into them or go research on them and talk further. But thank you so much for everybody, and I'll put it to you guys. Go ahead, Kevin.
The Pixel Pro, Bud Pro 2, whatever, came out last year. They were highlighting the Pixel Drop that will come to the Buds 2 next month. The Pro.
What is a Pixel Drop, Kevin? I mean, drop what? Drop it like it's hot?
So it's not set for Pixel Buds. It is set quarterly for the phone. So that's when they give you extras. There's the regular stuff that comes with Android 15 or 16 or whatever, but the Pixel exclusives is that's when they do the Pixel Drop. So they added stuff like safety, like calling the people that you have picked in your contacts. They added stereo recording, different things like that. Like they add features that only apply to Pixels. But the ones for the Pixel Buds are not as regular. They seem to be coming maybe yearly in August. But this time they're not coming until next month. And the Pixel 2a is the budget phone. They used to be the budget earbuds. But they now have noise canceling and a lot of the features. So there's about $100 difference between the Pro and the A. And last time they came out, they were $99. But this time they're upgrading a lot of the features. And the translate feature that they showed on the phone was that now when you do live translate and you're on the phone call with someone, when it does the translation, it speaks to them in your voice, speaking the language that you're translating to. And when they speak back to you in their native language, it's going to speak back to you in English or whatever your language is in their voice.
That's fantastic. And thank you for that clarification. My ears weren't on during the show, and it was a busy day, so thank you for that clarification. And that just sounds wonderful. And so we could expect a Pixel drop for the earbuds, meaning a software update to give features that are Pixel only August-wise. That's the trend that we're kind of deciding on, maybe, give or take.
They said next month, so that's going to be September this time. I think last year it was in August. And sometimes they add features to the buds without calling it a feature drop. We just had some extra things that they added a couple of months ago. So.
Right, and of course, Gemini is the main source of assistant on there. The assistant itself has gone, right, as we used to call OKG, or the assistant, is now traversing into Gemini land, which, I don't know, they're going to keep the same name and stuff, right, as far as you understand?
Just, if you have a Pixel device or a Google-branded device, more and more likely you're not going to have a choice, whereas other people with other products can still go back and forth between the assistant and Gemini. Just like on Alexa, you can go to Alexa Plus or go back and forth. But if you have a Google device, you're probably not going to have a choice. And there would be no reason that you would want to use the assistant over Gemini on the earbuds anyway. Oh, that's one of the things they're going to be adding. You're going to be able to answer calls, reject calls, and things like that with a head shake now.
A little gyro in there to shake.
Wow, that's cool.
Don't answer, shake up and down, answer call, I guess. I'll be looking weird, but oh, sorry, I'm just answering my call.
That's cool.
Yeah. So if you guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions, please let us know, and we kind of go from there. And thank you, Kevin, for that update. Just there's so many things that came about today, so it takes time unraveling it all.
This is Katrisa from Selma.
Go ahead.
I have an A35 phone. It's really been updating. When I first got the A35, I did not have recording on my phone, and I didn't have Gemini, and then it was updating to Gemini. So I must have an app or something. I must have an operating system that updates itself and goes to different things now.
That's a good point that you made. What happens between Samsung and Pixel phones? So Gemini updates on its own, right? Like that's the new assistant that, like, if we call it Apple-wise, that's it's Slomo, aka SIRI. And with that, it basically means that the cycle that you on your phone, it updated, but when your operating system updated recently for that A35, you saw new features and new things. So Gemini was kind of compressed with that whole update. So it's basically Android, I want to say 15 I think Android 15 or 16 for the stable. Which is One UI 7.1. And so when you got upgraded to One UI 7.1, which is the skin that Samsung uses specifically, your Gemini got updated from the assistant part of it. And then on the TalkBack side, which is a screen reader for Android phones, it actually updates on its own cycle. So if you've had, let's say, Android 14, well, when TalkBack updates itself, you're getting all the new features TalkBack is capable of. You don't have to worry because you're only on Android 12 or 14 that, there's no discrepancy there. And you will be able to use how TalkBack is made upon the release of TalkBack in its own cycle. As of current, we are on Android 16 as a stable build. The Samsung phones do not have it yet. So Samsung is actually on a beta process right now. So more than likely by the month of January, that will probably get pushed forward. So only a couple more months left in the year anyway, the last quarter. So just to kind of give you a little briefing between Samsung or Pixels, and they're both accessible. my recommendation to a lot of people is try to stay, if you're going to go to A route on Samsung, try to go to at least A50 something, because A35s after a while will bog down on you because our accessibility needs, not for everybody, right? But if you find yourself, oh, my phone's sluggish and this, more than likely is it does not have the oomph in it or the memory and all of that. Whereas the A55 models in the cheaper end of Samsung phones do have it. The S models, of course, have the flagship processors and all the goodies and bells and whistles. And then the Pixel, they just, on the new phone recently, changed their chip manufacturer to TSMC. So we shall see how well does it really resonate with people, because iPhones actually use the same TSMC chip manufacturer. So before they were actually using Samsung as a partner, they're still friends, but they broke up, I think, maybe. I don't know. I haven't asked about the relationship status, but it seems like that Samsung is kind of doing their own. And reason why even Kevin brought it up earlier, Samsung may even start using Perplexity or different AI, whereas Google's definitely going to use Gemini. So you may have some discrepancies, but it's unknown until the companies really come out with it. But thank you for that comment and question.
This is Kevin.
Go ahead, Kevin.
One small difference is that when it comes to TalkBack, the Samsung is going more of the way of Apple. The A35, the A25, all those phones that have One UI 7.1 or whatever and 15 are still sitting on TalkBack 15. Whereas if you have a Motorola with Android 14, you would still be running TalkBack 16, because those phones update the voice, the screen reader independently. But Samsung has tied it to the OS. So you cannot run 16 unless you root your phone. You cannot run Google's TalkBack 16 on a Samsung phone.
Great point, Kevin. Great point, because that's one of the biggest discrepancies we see. Everyone gets a Samsung. Hey, my TalkBack doesn't work the same, or their TalkBack is different. Well, it's not different. It's delayed. It's delayed roughly 3 to 6 months. So some of the features that are on my Samsung S22, I'm speaking from experience here, on my S22, the features will come down the pike a little later. So when One UI 7.1 got updated, some of those features that were like copy and pasting, they changed the way to copy and paste, or visit links, actually. Sorry, how to visit links. And the factor was that my Samsung S22 Ultra had a bug for the longest. Once it got updated to One UI 7.1, it felt like my Pixel. So it is a proven thing of a trend that's happening between the two. And that's why Kevin mentioned it may not be updated as quickly, but sooner or later it does. Thanks. And go ahead. You had yeah, go ahead.
When I'm on my Gmail, I got an Android 35. When I'm on my Gmail, when I scroll all the way down, then the list just stops talking. And that's probably what you're talking about, the delay.
Well, the delay is in when you get the update to TalkBack, not necessarily the delay in reading. But I'm going to go back to the audience. Does anybody out there know how to kind of troubleshoot this, where she's scrolling to the bottom of the list of Gmail and it stops talking? Anybody have any insight on this? Yeah, that's a tough one. Only thing I could recommend to do is, if you're familiar, when you go to the accessibility settings, make sure that for Samsung's, to turn on TalkBack is usually volume up and power, or the side key. If I ever get it to act up on me, I will restart TalkBack. So I will hit the power up and the volume up and power, or the side key. It'll turn off TalkBack, and then I'll hit it again. It'll turn it right back on. And the reason why is sometimes I've noticed on my Samsung devices, it glitches, or it just doesn't want to move. I'm swiping, I'm moving it, and nothing's happening. So I have noticed this. Sometimes it's harder to file the bugs for the Samsung side, unfortunately, from my experience on it. Maybe others have found better results. But I would just say, whenever you go to accessibility under the settings, so when you swipe down with 2 fingers, if you're using TalkBack, on the top right-hand corner, If you put your finger that way, you'll hear settings up in the right corner. And then once you get to settings, it's towards the bottom middle of this, like pretty much scroll down to the bottom and go up maybe 4 or 5 options, and you'll find accessibility. In there, you could find out how to basically have a shortcut key. And that could maybe help you. Maybe if something is getting stuck and it might start reading everything properly. And that's the best I could say on that situation. But thank you. If you have more questions or thoughts, please, the stage is yours, everybody. So go ahead and...
Hershey, this is Anna.
Hey, Anna, go ahead.
I have a question. It's pertaining to the situation that I've had before with Be My Eyes, using it on my phone, but then the phone call goes through my smartwatch. It stopped for a while, but now it has started back up. Does anyone know how I can stop it from doing that?
This is Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
This is something that I see on both OSs when people have their watch connected, but I see it more with phone calls. So there are times that I have to pull down the notification shade and just turn off Bluetooth.
So turn it off
that it won't, and just leave it off until you're done. That's the only thing. Sometimes if you plug like a headset in, even though it's been pushed to your watch, it'll switch it back to your phone if you plug in a wired headset. But I see this happening, like I said, mostly with phone calls, but I've seen it with Zoom calls, and I've never seen it with Be My Eyes, even though I watch, but it does happen a lot with Zoom and telephone calls.
Yeah, it's been weird. It's like I'll make a call and get a Be My Eyes volunteer, but instead of it going through my phone like it used to, it is going through my watch, and that kind of gets aggravating.
Like it's trying to make you feel like an Inspector Gadget when the
maybe before you make a call, just disable Bluetooth quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just leave it off until you're done. So then it doesn't have anywhere else to send it.
And then I have two more questions.
Could you remind us what phone was it actually, and what watch are you using? Just to
I have the Samsung S4, but I'm wanting to upgrade, and I'm thinking the S7.
And this is a tablet we're talking about?
No, smartwatch.
Okay, the smartwatch. Okay, and then what about the? So it's basically Samsung and Samsung there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's only doing it when I make a call to Be My Eyes.
Got it. And then go ahead with the other two questions, please.
What do y'all have any suggestions on what watch I should check out next?
I think if Google answered that question, it would say the Pixel Watch 4. But anybody in the audience want to give their feedback on what watches do you find the most accessible? And
I would like to stay with Samsung.
All right.
Well, this is Foster from.
Go ahead, Foster.
So you pretty much your phone is a Samsung?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know, maybe Kevin might know this at Hershey, but as far as Samsung, I know, I would stick with it just because due to the compatibility, you're going to get most out of having a Samsung watch and you have a Samsung smartphone. Now, on the other side of it, I'm a Pixel user like Hershey. I have used the Galaxy Watch with the Pixel, and I get a lot of the same features. The Samsung Health app works really well with the Pixel phone and whatnot. But now that I have a Pixel Watch, I get more features from my Pixel Watch since I have a Pixel phone, if that makes any sense. But I would just suggest stay with the Samsung. And is your watch Wi-Fi only, or is it or do you have the cellular version?
I think it says LTE.
Yeah, so you have the cellular version. Yeah, so
I don't know what that means.
that's network, the type of network that the
Okay.
your signal operates off of. Yeah.
I bought this smartwatch from Walmart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can get. Good thing about Samsung, you can get Samsung a lot of places.
Yeah. And then my third question is, has anyone here traded a Samsung device into Samsung?
This is Kevin. Yes, I have. Sometimes, depending on which phone it is, you get the best trade-in value with Samsung. Sometimes they'll give you $500 or $600 for a really old phone. They bring it in no matter what condition. Sometimes, but the list of phones is not very long. Which ones it'll do it, but it depends on how much they're trying to push the current phone.
Well, I have an A15.
You have a S what?
A Samsung A15.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna give you anything for that. You might as well just use that as a music player.
I'm wanting to trade my watch in.
Oh no, the watch. Okay, yeah, I haven't traded in my watch. I have the same watch you have, but I haven't traded it in. I was just gonna get a new one. I don't know if they give me a little bit for it, I would take it, but I am hesitant to get the Samsung watch. I want to have Samsung and Google, but I don't believe in square watches. Watches are supposed to be round, and so I'm not.
Mine's got a round face.
Yeah, that one does, but there's certain ones of the 7 that are square.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so they don't have the round?
I think they brought the one back. I think they have one of the ones that has the face that turn, the rotating bezel.
The classic.
I have to see which one it is. Yes, I have to see which one it is. I know the Ultra is square.
And the Ultra is square. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
And they took the 7 or the 8 that they're on now for the watch?
Maybe it's the 7. I apologize. Maybe if I said 8. 8. I'm thinking.
Right.
The 8 just
so
came.
They took the
$600.
The wireless charging off of that one.
What now?
On the you know how you used to put your watch on the back of your Galaxy and charge it up?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they took that feature off of the 7.
Oh.
Yeah, so and then the Ultra doesn't do the wireless charging either, right? Kevin or Hershey? The Samsung Ultra.
I'm not sure about the wireless charging. You're talking about where you can get a charge from the actual phone?
Yeah, like the power share.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, that's a whole new thing for me.
So basically, Anna, this is Hershey. What they've done, you had a round little puck-looking thing that you pop your watch on. They've removed the pin, and now you just kind of stick, I think, the USB-C on the side of the watch. You don't necessarily they've changed that whole plug shenanigan there. Rather than putting it on a little pad, like a little round plate size of a coin, they've taken that piece out and opted for another way of charging that watch. So if you had old chargers, you are now forced to kind of buy the new charger to go modernize. And speaking of watches and the question, even your second question, Samsung initially were the better accessible watches. Like the first Pixel watch was really not that fun to use in the accessibility space. However, I think we're on like Wear OS 5 or 6. Gentlemen, would you happen to know, Kevin? Are we on Wear OS 5?
I think
something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead, Kevin. You had something?
I think it's 5 point something or something.
The last one that came out was the 8.
Right. The watch is 8. Yeah. So my mind was right, but the OS of it and all of that. So the Wear OS is what Google makes, right? That's coming straight from Google's pocket, kind of their field. They've made so many improvements. So when we talk about pixel drops or features and all these little jargony words, all it means is the Pixel watch and a Pixel phone have that dance together, just like a iPhone works really well with the Apple Watch, right? Because it's meant to work amongst each other. And with Samsung, TalkBack worked really, really well when, like I said, for years, Samsung watches were really good at accessibility stuff, and especially having that little rotating bezel. So you could like go click, 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 and you're basically rotating through each setting. So you have a tactile feel around your bezel. And that way you get to know what's going on with the watch. Whereas in the square watches, as the Ultra is, it doesn't have a bezel or anything, but that watch is significantly more expensive. However, if you're trying to go swimming in the ocean and then have all those features where you could take it deep sea diving and all that, then maybe it is worth spending. So they've only re-released the Ultra. So as far as the watches is concerned, it is a similar watch from last year, but they put the 8 as the brand new watch. So it's 8 and 8 Classic. And those are the modern watches from Samsung. And then on the Google Pixel side, they have the Pixel Watch 4 as the modern brand new watch that released today.
Okay. Well, the one that I have, it does not have it's the circle, but it doesn't have the piece that you would turn.
Correct. You get the small bezel one.
Right. Turn the washing machine dials. Does not have that.
Right.
On the one you have to circle. You have to use your finger and like go around.
Yeah, I've got used to that. I'm just ready for a new one.
It makes sense. And again, that's why I wanted to allude when companies come out with new things and old things and all of that, because every so often, like when the Fold and Flip came out, that's when that Classic 8 came out, right? So think about it, maybe in the summertime is when you get watches from Samsung. And then Pixel, when they do their event, typically they will more than likely drop a watch, or every other year they'll drop a watch. So just depending, it's keep a track on it and see what works, which one works best for you. Maybe you might go Pixel and Pixel Watch next. You might try something new, but just remember, Android is Android. There's not much difference there.
This is Kevin.
Go ahead.
So they've been releasing watches every year right now. So please don't have them go every other year.
I just thought there was a break somewhere there.
But if you have an opportunity, go into the store and play with. I can see why you would want to stick with Samsung, but one of the reasons that Google switched from the Samsung processor to the Snapdragon is because of the lag that is in the screen reader. It can't process the Wear OS and the screen reader at the same time. And I have the Gen 1 Pixel Watch, and there's even an improvement in the talkback, and that's using the Samsung. But the students and stuff that I've seen with the Watch 2 and 3 with the Snapdragon processor is much better. It even sounds better. There's more, the speakers is fuller. And so, but just make sure that, I know that Samsung has upgraded the processor. So just if you have an opportunity, see if you can play with the two and see if you can notice a difference in the responsiveness.
Okay. Well, I'm looking to get a new device because it is getting close to my birthday. So
those you're on the right track with it, and hopefully with pricing.
I'm still learning.
Well, you've learned much, but like I said, the goal is your price point, right? Who and when is the right time to buy? Like right now, there's deals with the new phones till September 4th. So if you want to go Pixel 10 and Pixel Watch, go look at the deals on store.google.com, because they have those trade-in deals and stuff, and they may give you, because they want you to use a Pixel instead, right? So they'll give you something, maybe, I don't know, $50 for your Motorola even. Who knows? We don't know what they're willing to give, but it's worth giving it a shot or a try. And then let them know, hey, I have disabilities of vision loss or what have you, and what can you give me? And sometimes it's also worth it to go directly to the manufacturer. So I recommend go to Samsung, because sometimes they have deals that they don't share at, let's say, Best Buy or Walmart. So they might be able to offer you a little bit more bang for your buck, so to speak.
Now, how does the trade-in process work?
It all depends. is the best answer I could say. But if you contact, let's say, Samsung sales, ask them and let them drive you to that process. Let them be clear. Hey, I have vision loss. I would like to try a new product. What is your process? You don't have to send off anything. You don't have to make any actions, but you could at least learn, okay, if I have XYZ product, then this is how it's going to work for you. So it's worth giving them a call, or I say call is better because chat these days, it goes into the AI bot looking chat, and sometimes that's annoying. So I would say if you could find a phone number to call sales or something like that, then that would be your better route. So you're actually talking to a human being that could actually get your questions answered properly.
Okay, so go through the sales department and not the accessibility department?
You could try the accessibility department. That's not a bad department at all, but just know that sales have coupons and things that they have, which accessibility may not have access to. So we just don't, it's sometimes with any organization, business, it's different departments, different things, right? So just make sure that you have that in mind, where I know you want to get the best bang for your buck, but how to go about it. But great questions. Appreciate the questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This has been a whole learning process since I got my first smartphone, which I still have.
Well, Miss Anna, I could say this much. You asking these questions, guess what? All these people that are in here, they get to learn from you. So thank you for, not being shy and ask. It's just, you ask your questions because we all have the same or similar questions, but we don't know how to go about, which way did he go? Which way did he go? We don't know which way to go. So appreciate the questions.
Okay, so this is Angelica from Dallas.
Angelica?
Okay, so I'm not sure if I don't know if it's a Samsung or a Galaxy, but I think my phone updated, and now when I'm on a call, it says I'm on a call for probably like 5 minutes, and it says your call is being recorded. Is that something that got updated to the phone, or?
Okay. All right. So Angelica's question basically is, so she has a Samsung, when it says Galaxy, that is a Samsung phone. So Samsung Galaxy phone.
Okay.
And when she's on a phone call after the new update, as we said, the One UI 7.1, I was saying jargon earlier, but that's what the update was. Anybody want to take some insight and help Miss Angelica with that question?
Yeah. So this is Foster. So they did do an update. My wife and her friend realized that it came on their they both have Galaxy phones, and so now Samsung gives you the option to do call recording. So I don't know how to. I think you can. You probably can go into your call settings and adjust that if you want to, but that was a new setting, so be careful with that. I don't know what states you live in, because different states have different laws in regards to.
Okay. Well, thank you for the warning.
You're in Texas, right? You're in Texas, right?
Yes.
You're in Texas, right?
Yes.
So you can record a call without someone's permission. But what they did was they did that so that whoever you're on the line with, they can, they can have the option whether they want to be recorded or, disconnect the call or have you turn it off. So.
Oh, okay. But there is in the call settings, there's a feature where I can turn that off, right?
You should be able to turn it off, because usually whenever they add stuff like that, which is those new functionalities.
And it just did it right now.
So, Miss Angelica, what is? There's a couple. There's a couple of different things to understand here. When you make a phone call, your ear touches the top of half of the phone. The record button is on the top right-hand corner. So it's not recording, because if it's recording, you will hear the voice that says your call is being recorded or something like that. If you just hear record, all that means that there's a button up there at the top right corner that if you needed to, like the other day, I had a close friend out in Orlando area, and they were ill for quite some time. So when I called into their radio station, for example, I said, I'm going to record this because if anything happens to the person, I'm afraid if I wouldn't be able to hear them again, right? Like in that kind of mannerism. So I personally started the recording, and then the other time I just used it recently. It was my 20-year high school reunion, and I was talking to a friend, and I used that same feature to say the person wanted to interview me. Is what between me and my friend and I rather. So what we ended up doing is I hit record. It recorded the call. When I ended the call, on my notifications, it says your recording is here. So in your notifications, if you're not seeing that recording, ignore it. It's not recording anything. It's just your ear or your fingers are touching the top half of the screen where you're actually seeing a button that says record. So don't be alarmed that, oh my God, it's recording. It's going to tell you in a different voice. This call is being recorded. That kind of thing. And it's going to let the other party know on the other side, because I did that once accidentally, and the person's like, oh, you're recording me? I'm like, oh, no. My apologies. I just accidentally double tapped on that button because the way I was holding the phone, my fingers ended up double tapping on record. So I just hit that button again and it stopped recording and everything was fine. So don't be alarmed. Only know that when you record, they will go straight to your notification menu thing with the 2-finger swipe down if you're using screen reader, and you will find that file there. So if you don't see anything there, and if it didn't say on both parties' side that this call is being recorded, don't be alarmed. It's just a feature that is there. And guess what? It's also there on Apple. Apple has the same exact feature that they could record. So these features kind of come about and people get comfortable with it. And Foster is very correct. Some states you have to ask permission before you start recording, and just live by your laws and regulations.
This is Kevin.
Okay.
Go ahead, Kevin.
So I don't know if this is regional because of what Foster was saying, but you do not have the option of turning the record option. I just pulled up my A25. Every phone call that you make will be recorded, and it says here explicitly that you nor the person on the other end of the call will be notified that the call is being recorded. And I don't know if that's just a Texas thing because they don't have to be notified, but it says right here you will not be notified, and a person who is added to a call that is being recorded will not be notified. Now, the one thing you can do is if it's annoying you that it's telling you that it's recording, you can turn the notification off, which is just a status notification. You can touch in the top right-hand corner and going to where it says into your go down to settings and go over to the call recordings, and you can turn the notification off. Okay. Now that you know that the calls are going to be recorded anyway. And then there's a folder where your existing recordings will exist. So I'm running my phone only on Wi-Fi, but it still knows that I'm in Texas. So it says that no one will be notified.
Oh, okay.
And yes, this is Ava. There are very few states out there that are like Texas where only you have to know that you are recording. The other person does not have to be notified. But there are other states, I think like Michigan, you do have to let them know and get permission. But just be careful because I found my button is very sensitive. So if you're holding your phone up or if you and talking on it, be careful because it all it takes is a light touch and it'll automatically go, oh, this call is being recorded. So you just have to remember where the button is.
When I have my Bluetooth on my earphones, it does the exact same thing. And I'm not even holding my phone.
Oh, yeah. All it takes is a wind to blow across my phone. And all of a sudden, I'm like, what touched it? The strap of my phone touched it. And I'm like, really? You're that sensitive to want to record? But yeah, you just have to be more mindful of, just make sure nothing's near it.
This is Kevin. I think that it might be that it's coming on automatically and that that's just the notification. I don't think that it seems to say here that you're not having to touch anything to cause it to happen, but it's just activating on its own. That's what it seems to say here. But if you actually see the button, then I guess it is there. Like I said, this phone is not connected to cell service, so I can't test it out. But
no. Believe me, I see the button sitting right there in the middle of my phone, and actually have had 3 recalls go, "Oh, you're not." And I'm like, I didn't touch you. But it's picking when it wants to do it. But I also notice if anything touch my phone near that button, it is sensitive.
This is Masoma.
Go ahead,
Yes.
Masoma.
I have very basic questions, and forgive me for that.
They're great.
Of those.
Every question's great. Thank you, Masoma.
So I heard people, great knowledge. Thank you very much, every one of you.
No problem.
So people were mentioning Pixel. Is that one of the brands like Samsung?
That is correct. So Google makes Pixel phones. Samsung makes Galaxy phones. So like the two, we interchange the words, but Samsung Galaxy, and then you have A series, S series. Pixel, you have Pixel regular, Pixel Pro, and then Pixel Fold. Those are your 3 styles of phones.
Okay. My second question, if somebody like myself want to switch to Android, for someone who does everything on the phone, the email, the Zoom,
yes,
literally everything.
Right.
So what brand of phone would you recommend to someone like me?
Before I open to the stage, I'm just going to give you my quick insight, or my 2 cents, as they say. When you're a screen reader user, TalkBack, as we talked about it, it comes in first on Pixel phones. I forgot to mention Pixel also has an A series, so A9A is their affordable brand. So you have the 10 series just came out today. So the modern day, you have 10 Pro, 10 Pro XL for if you want a bigger screen, and then the Fold, the 10 Fold, and last for the cheaper brand, or not the cheaper, affordable, we'll call it. The 9A was the more affordable. Now, we're talking about you do every single thing. You do Zoom, this.
Yeah,
you want longevity.
Bank apps and all that stuff.
Right, so you want longevity. And to have longevity, I think it's better to go the Pro route. So my recommendation would be like a Pixel Pro or a Pixel Pro XL. Pro XL might have the extra features, camera, the battery is larger, first of all. So when we all use our phones so much, battery does become an issue. So I know we could be totally blind. We could have some low vision, but the point of having that battery being larger is going to help you to gain a better device for the longevity, and then it's going to come with all the bells and whistles. A Fold is meant for, you want something that's foldable, but you have points where it could damage because it's not as sturdy as, let's say, the regular candy bar or like iPhone, regular kind of phone. So in comparison, if I were to go buy a new phone today or recommend somebody a new phone, I would say Pixel, because they've done so much on the TalkBack and they've done so much on the chip side with the TSMC, all of that. I've been a staunch Samsung user for a long time, but there's not too many features that's keeping me there, right? There are features. I'm a low vision user, so I think that low vision is actually excellent on Samsung phones because the fonts are much bigger, the screen is much more vibrant in comparison. But now with the new 9 and the 10, they've changed the screen brightness to be like, they call it 3,000 nits or 2,700 nits. That's super bright. For just to give an example, it's brighter than regular TVs and everything else. So it's brighter than your computer screens, brighter than your TV. It's the brightest thing comparatively. And for low vision, maybe that helps you gain contrast back. Some photos, videos, and nowadays with, let's say, Pixel, if you're trying to take photos, I could move my camera around and it's going to tell me, taking shot, and it will literally take the shot for me by playing kind of music tunes. So there is that. I heard something about guided. I don't know if it's for video that they've probably brought up some new features. I have to go do my homework. Go ahead. Were you saying something? Okay, but there's definitely a level of those phones. There's Motorola makes phones, but the reason why I don't recommend Motorola and some of the other OnePlus, they may only give you 1 to 2 years operating system updates, and then your phone is now old. Google gives you 7 years worth of updates and 7 years worth of security updates. Samsung are pretty much matching, I think similar, maybe 7 and 5, or it is 7 and 7 now. But I think that Pixel is giving you the most bang for your buck as far as warranty is concerned. So 7 years, you get all the operating systems. So I have a Pixel 6 Pro, and it's using the modern day operating system of Android 16. So it will get 2 more updates on that phone, and it still works. So for what it's worth for your money, if you have the 1200 or you're paying monthly anyway, the XL is great because of battery. If you're going to go to a regular Pro is going to give you all the bells and whistles. Not to say the regular Pixel is not going to work, but you mentioned you're a heavy user of everything that you do, Zoom, this, that. Might as well take the extra cameras and such that, because we don't know what accessibility tools are made out there and if it gets better, right? Because Google Lookout, for example, is an app similar to, if you've heard, Seeing AI on Microsoft. And AI, Gemini, all of this stuff. So if I had 3 cameras and all these other features, even though I might not be able to take pictures or see anything, those cameras, those tools are really helpful to me because other apps could utilize it. So do consider those pieces, but I'll open it up to the stage, see if anybody else has more insight. Thank you very much.
You said Pixel Pro.
Correct. Stick in the Pro lineup because your money's spent wisely there. I think it's $999 for Pro and maybe $1,100 or $1,200, $1,199 for the Pro XL. But that's where I would live. Not in the $799 for $800. You could go ahead and get the regular 10. But think about it. If you're going to get the 10, you're going to upgrade in 7 years from now. So you're still going to get quite a bit out of your device. And in comparison to like an iPhone user and all of that, I've seen people migrate. I mean, we have a person on the call. I'm going to call him out, Cliff. He's from Texas, but he's used iPhone for quite some time. But when he and I conversed last couple shows, we kind of gathered that, hey, these features are so similar, like your rotor, for example, on an iPhone. Well, we use 3-finger swipe up, down, left, or right. That is our rotor. Because rotor, what do you do with rotor is go navigation, right? So you go characters, words, paragraphs, lines.
What time? What came on?
So, sorry about that. Somebody else's mic was open there. But those features are similar in both sides of iPhone and Android. So don't be afraid. Oh my God, this is like totally new. I'm not going to understand. They're just slightly different. So the rotor on an iPhone, you use 2 fingers, like swiping right or left, like a circle. On an Android, you swipe up, down, left, or right, and it's going to go through the same cycle. If you don't like using that, customize your gestures. On iPhone, you go to commands, right? To change any gesture you want, you go to commands. On TalkBack, same thing. Go to your gesture settings, change it to what feels good for you. You don't have to keep all of that in. We've talked about, let's say, double tap with 2 fingers. It's the magic touch on iPhone. It does the same thing on Android. You double tap, you could play pause music or answer a call. So very, very much so, the features are all the same. To think about every screen reader, to be honest, VoiceOver, Mac, JAWS, NVDA, they all do the same thing. They read by characters, words, the functionality is the same. It's just the buttons, the feet, the way you do it is different. So I wouldn't be too afraid or feel like you're going to be in a difficult place, but definitely agree 10 Pro. And if anybody else has, I know I'm babbling here now, but let me open the stage, see if anybody else has more insight for you.
Thank you very much.
This is Foster.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What you gonna say?
What type of phone did you say you have? Well, actually, what type of phone did you say you have right now?
Me?
Was it Android? Yes.
Oh, I have Apple.
Which one do you have specifically on Apple?
Which one specifically?
I think it's 14 Pro. I think.
Okay, cool. So a couple generations old, but still works for you.
Right, not too old. Yeah. So are you low? Do you have any vision, or you primarily use text to speech? Like,
Yeah, I use voiceover.
Voiceover user. Okay.
okay, yeah. So I would agree with Hershey. Definitely go with the Pro XL for, if nothing else, the battery life. Yeah, the battery life. I only recommend folds for people that do have some type of, like, even if you're low vision, but you have some type of vision where you can see the screen. The batteries in those are a lot bigger, but it's not worth it if you're. To me, in my opinion, I wouldn't recommend it to someone that primarily
fragile, maybe.
Voiceover.
It's a tricky question. I really don't know how to respond to that. I do have vision, but I don't think so it's functional.
That's fine. I have some vision, but I don't know what's functional, right? Hey, look, can I get $1 million? I can't answer that question because some days are good days.
Well, I mean, like, do you look at net? Yeah, like, I'm considered what's called high partial. So I don't use a cane. I don't have a guide dog. I use text to speech mostly, select to speak and reading mode on my Pixel, because I have a Pixel 7 Pro. Yeah. So, but Hershey, more bang for your buck with that one, and also Samsung. If you do Samsung, definitely the Ultras. The Ultras have big battery life, and they'll take you a couple of days with the Ultra also.
Yeah, well, this is Ava. When it gets to your vision, the biggest question is, when you're using your phone, can you see the screen? Because you can use it with voiceover, but are you mainly using voiceover, or are you using the screen enlargement to see what's on the screen?
Oh, no, I'm not using the screen. I have my text to the largest size, but I use voiceover anyways because I can't use it without it.
Understood. So, let's say you're looking for your phone icon. You know the contacts are on the phone. You know your voicemail. You know how to get there. So phone is on the bottom left. You know how to get to specific parts on the screen. So, yeah, that's what Ava's saying.
Yeah, let's just say if I go on a bank app and I have to pay, I know where the things are, but I have to use voiceover because I don't know what is, there could be something
underneath.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah. That's the way you can tell which way you really want to go, is about what are you using most. Like I'm a total talkback user. Okay, but I have trained some people where they have vision enough to see the screen and do things. And like Foster said, he's high partial, but you have some people who can still do it, but they may need the voiceover to help a little. So that would be your biggest concern, because which phone is better for magnification, which phone is better for low vision, versus which phone is better for if you're just using the speech, because you want to be able to maximize and still be able to do both. If you are doing both, is something you want to maximize and keep doing. So I would say go in the stores and play with each phone. Look at the Pixel, look at the Samsung, and see what best fits what your needs are.
And one more thing, just to add to that, when you choose between phones, we already discussed Pixel and Samsung, the delay in the talkback. So let's use the two. Let's go back to iPhone real quick. iPhone has something, I don't know what the name is, but it's like speak, right? So if you just touch in a paragraph or something, it'll speak underneath that paragraph. It's not voiceover, but it'll speak. So on the talkback side, or on the Android Accessibility Suite side, they have select to speak. So someone like Foster could go read a quick article or read it out loud, the reading mode and such, and still gain whatever information's off the screen, but have that voice speech However, if you are more reliant on, let's just say now you're comfortable with VoiceOver, it's not when you're a brand new user to a screen reader, oh my God, this thing talks too much. Oh my God, turn it off.
Yeah.
If you're not scared like that and you have comfortability with VoiceOver, then TalkBack is just the same exact thing, just on a different OS operating system.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep. But great questions. And again, I don't know what Samsung is doing these days. I don't know what route they're going to go. But if this TSMC chip works well, guess what? It's the same chip as your iPhone has, but it's an Android. So who knows where Google Pixel phones will go from this point on? We don't have any phones to try out, so we don't know. But I put my money that Pixel would at least do better because its Android is made by Google. Google's making TalkBack. Okay. They then share that TalkBack with Samsung. They share TalkBack with Motorola. They send it out to others. But brand new features off the hot press kind of thing is coming straight directly from Google Android. So why not go there? Why not go to Apple? Because Apple makes the phone, right? So why would I go to Peaches? I don't need to go to Peaches. I go to Apple, right? Peaches might be similar to Apple, but it's not the same. So keep it apple and oranges, let's say, but Android is oranges in this case. Go straight to directly to the app there, because you might have passion fruit. Well, Samsung might be a passion fruit. It's still not an orange. So just to give you kind of that idea of where these companies reside and where they're going with the movement. And I think with all the deals that are out there right now, just keep checking till September 4th. Because we have the Labor Day sales and this and that. Holiday sales are really important. And if you maybe, I don't want to get it now, wait, look at December. Because you have Black Friday, you have Christmas time. So the holiday times are probably where you'll find your sales. And maybe that is where you want it. Because right now your phone is functionable. So it's not that you're forced, but keep a track. Maybe give Google itself, Google Fi. If you go to the store through a Google store, it might be cheaper there too. So.
Who's your cell phone? Who's your cell phone carrier?
Mine, AT&T.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See what type of specials they offer too.
And there's two things. You look at AT&T as number one, just like we explained to Anna, right? You should go look at Walmart, you should go look at Best Buy, but look at AT&T number one. Number two, go look at directly at Google. Because and then go look at Best Buy. Because there's three versions you could get. You could get an AT&T locked phone. You could get an unlocked phone, as we already know with iPhone. Same, no, right? So you may find that if it's unlocked, it doesn't make a difference if you go abroad. I went to India last year, and I was able to take my Pixel 6 Pro, but it's unlocked. I threw a SIM in it; it's working. I don't have to worry about I didn't pay for it yet, or it's unlocked. It's going to work. And it was beautiful because I needed to take pictures. I took them myself. I didn't have to say, "Can you help me?" Because the phone is already talking to you. So,
yeah, my last Android was Samsung Galaxy, and it had a fancy pen. It was very exclusive looking, and I got it from Dubai. Nice. So, and then my vision went out. So yeah.
Very understood. I love my Ultra right now. And that's why we said Ultra. I have S22 Ultra, but most Ultra phones come with S Pen. So I still have my S Pen. I know exactly because you could point on the screen and know where you're going with even if it's TalkBack, right? Yeah. And if you could see some, then you could write it and then it'll convert it to text. So if you are able to write even, you could take that handwritten, and then convert it to typed text. So there are some pros, but if you're really just going to stick to your voiceover style of screen reader usage, then don't worry about these pens. And because Ultra is going to give you a bigger battery, yes, on Samsung side, but then a Pixel XL, any version 9, 10, XL are larger batteries, and it's going to give you all the bells and whistles you need.
Yeah, no, I was just mentioning it where I left the series at.
Yeah, I mean that's great because I still have my phone's old. It's from 2022. Right, it's not, but it still works. I'm noticing it doesn't last long anymore, but it's the battery. It's going out. It's given me at least 5 or whatever.
And so, how do you transfer data from that phone?
To which phone are we talking about?
The Samsung that you have with the pen. Were you able to transfer your data from it?
So let's imagine you're coming from your iPhone. right?
Yeah.
So you have your contacts, you have all that information.
Yeah.
Samsung, if you're going to go Samsung has Smart Switch, and Samsung Smart Switch will capture everything and bring it over from iPhone.
Okay.
Google Pixel have similar things. So I don't know the exact steps because I haven't bought a new phone in a long time, or I start fresh. I never really I transfer my. This is what I do. Let's rewind the tape real quick. So for contacts, I will first thing I do is sign into Google. Well, my contacts are saved to Google. So any computer I go to contacts.google.com, guess what? I could find everybody's phone number. If I want to email somebody, gmail.com. I could do that on a computer. I could do that on my phones, right, by the website, or I could download the app. So when you're logged in, let's say on your iPhone, you're using iCloud perhaps. Maybe you go ahead and install Gmail, and then all your contacts, sync them over to Google. Then when you sign in with that same email address that you made on your iPhone, you just signing in, your contacts already there. The only thing that may or may not come are your pictures, your messages, maybe a couple app settings. But if you're starting from scratch anyway, what difference does it make, right? Go fresh. You already have a Be My Eyes, let's log in. Well, you're not doing anything new. You're just having to log in. You don't have the login credentials yet. You're using a Bank of America, Chase, something, whatever. You have to let the new phone know that, hey, it's me, it's my biometrics, or however you sign in. So you're going to have to do a little legwork from the big important apps. But how many is there? Like 4 big ones? There's not many apps to really work it out. And again, putting them next to each other, even if it's an iPhone, I haven't reset my phone in a long time, so I don't exactly remember the verbiage. But you'll be able to say, oh, I'm transferring from iPhone, and it will tell you exactly what to do. It may say, put in the wire, put the phones next to each other, and it will automatically do its job and capture whatever it needs to from your iPhone to your new phone on an Android Pixel phone, or even Samsung for that matter. So I would not worry about, oh, I'm not going to be able to get this, that, and the other. Only thing is, if you're like using Apple Photos, maybe that might have an issue. But if you say you have a Google TV account, you have a Google Music account, or Apple Music, sorry, I keep saying Google, but Apple Music or TV. Well, you're already purchased a bunch of songs. You just have to sign in with the Apple Music app on the Android, because guess what? They're both on the same, the Android also has that same app. Any other apps that you decide to kind of cross-platform, most of the apps have similar things, or if not, you're just logging in with whatever it's asking you. So if you log in with Apple, then you're logging in with Apple. Well, maybe that goes away, but you might have to make a couple adjustments. But it's really app dependent, and everything that comes from an iOS can easily be put onto the Android side. So I would not worry about that too much. And then worst case scenario, after all it's said and done, hey, AT&T, this is not working for me. Can you do some magic and do whatever you have to? Pictures, photos. You could take all the photos that you have on your phone. You don't have to do anything. Go to Google, right? Download Google Photos, or go to your Play Store, App Store on the Apple, or on the Apple phone. Download Google Photos. Get your login credentials in there on Apple phone. Yeah. And then let Google Photos sync all your photos into that. And then from that point on, when you go to your new phone, everything will be transferred. You don't have to worry about your photos. Where did they go? Everything that was on your iPhone, because you signed in and you synced all your photos with Google Photos. So everything will come over to the new phone, and you don't have to download anything. Everything will appear as you log in, but you will have to re-log in onto the Pixel Samsung phone.
Okay. Thank you very much. So appreciating everyone.
Go ahead, Kevin. Kevin has some more.
I just wanted to say that if you use the wire, so the wire that comes, if you have a Pixel, and I believe this is true with Samsung, but if you have a Pixel, there's going to be a wire. It's going to be USB-C to USB-C, but it has a lightning cable adapter. Since you have the 14, when you plug those two phones together, you don't have to worry about anything. It's like 3 or 4 taps, and they made sure to highlight this today so that people could switch to the Pixel 10 Pro. But it's seamless. Any of those apps that you might need to install because of if you needed to sync something or something like that, it'll just say, allow or download now, but it'll move. They may be local, but it'll move your photos and everything over for you. And then you can worry about installing the relevant, the related apps. But the transfer after about 2 or 3 taps is going to be seamless.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you for your questions. And again, all these questions help everybody. It's not a basic or nothing is silly here. So thank you for all your questions.
This is Valencia.
Go ahead, Valencia.
Okay, I have a burning question. I've been waiting. I'm really curious if somebody can give me an answer. It seems like developers develop apps accessible for the blind for Apple iOS first, and then for some reason it's like a significant time later where they're available to Android devices, and I'm wondering why that is.
Anybody want to take insight? I want to be quiet because I know I keep talking and yapping.
This is Kevin. The nice answer is because that's just something they choose to do. That's why I always give a nod to the apps who don't engage in that. So like an Ira, Be My Eyes has gotten better, but Ira was one of the ones that was there from the beginning, making sure that there was app parity, sometimes putting things on Android first, but the rest of the people do it. The nicest word I can say is out of ignorance. There's no cause for it. There have been some developers, especially some of the blind developers, who say, I absolutely will not create my app for Android. They're not paid apps, so they can't say it's because it's a monetary thing. So I don't know why. I don't know why it took Microsoft 10 years to make Seeing AI or Android. I asked Microsoft personally at ATIA. They didn't have an answer. So it's just things that they choose to do and engage in, and I don't know why they do it.
Go ahead.
This is Ava. It's a misconception and a stigma that's out there in this world, is to believe the only accessible phone is the iPhone. So it's a big misconception, because when I talk to people, that's the first thing they come out and say, oh, Android's not accessible. Oh, well, it's now, but no, Android has always been accessible, just like iPhone out of the box. Yeah, in the beginning, we may have to do a couple little steps, but just like the iPhone, you had to do a couple little steps. So it's just a misconception and a stigma that people have out there.
And Valencia,
but like Kevin was saying, there are still some companies out there that have done Android first.
Right.
And InVision did it with their Script Talk. It came to Android first before it went to the iPhone.
True that.
And InVision
and somebody
AI
else had a comment. Yeah. I heard another female voice had a comment.
I wanted to add to that also, Ava. If we take it back to 2012 or whatever, because when Google was born, let's just say, there were Ideal Group made a bunch of accessible Android apps back then. Just to give you that, what happened to Android is this: Verizon bought out Ideal Group. They bought out they bought out Yahoo. Yahoo bought out Verizon bought out Yahoo. And then they told them they have to cease and desist making apps. Back then, there were tons of apps being made, like Ideal Currency. There were tons of them being made when in its infancy of Android. And then they put a NDA or whatever, you can't do business no more. And then when it came to the point of it, with Verizon or whoever, any company buying any company, the likelihood of you have developers' willingness kind of went lower and lower rather on the totem pole. Now they've changed the way they script, they make apps, and now they're making it more exclusive. So like you're making exclusive Pixel apps or exclusive Samsung apps. So there are easier ways of making brand new apps now that before they had to put more legwork in on the developer side, but now the Play Store and everything else have made that process much more easier. It's just to get people on board to say, hey, be my eyes. I need this, be my AI now. Hey, seeing AI, I want Soundscape or Microsoft, excuse me. And I've heard Soundscape is in the mix of something, but still, it's one of these things where it's progressing, but we have to be advocates.
Mm-hmm. And on that note, we can have one more because it's 8:28 and we're getting down to our 2-minute call.
Well, thank you for the answers.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
So I just want to let you know, Soundscape is now on Android.
That's what I've heard. And I have a friend here that I wanted to shout him out. It's Jeff. Jeff, real quick, is also a admin on the Android. Let's see what the group is. Blind, the and sign, vision impaired Android users. So thank you, Jeff, for showing up here tonight. And for that, we actually read that in that group that Soundscape is now. I didn't find it in the Play Store, but I'll go digging. But thank you, Jeff, for showing up.
Yeah, we had one more.
Hershey,
Yes, Foster.
you might want to go ahead and mention the white shoes right quick.
Okay. So if you want to know about a YouTuber, his name is... Go ahead.
Flossie Carter.
So I actually saw a little deal or a little giveaway he was doing. And in the comments, I knew that our good friend Foster asked, hey, it would be cool if Flossie could come here. I posted a comment. He gave me 2 hearts back to back, but he said, email me. I had a hard time finding his email, so Foster, go find his email. Sorry. But we could potentially have him come on the show. He does reviews of phones, and he has a cat named White Shoes. So the cat's always purring during the videos, but he's really straightforward. And he's tried foreign phones, Oppo and Redmi, Xiaomi, all that. And also the modern day Pixel, Samsungs and that. A bunch of earbuds, bunch of reviewing. So he's really genuine in that space. And the fact that he was giving us the ability or availability that says, hey, I might be interested and I'm more than happy to help you and to engage with me like that. We don't know if we don't ask. So that's kind of my insight to you for this evening is if you don't know, ask. Simple as that.
All right, y'all. We are at the end of our show. Our next meeting will be September 17th, 2025. And don't forget the iBug movie Friday night, Billy Joel, Part 1. Y'all have a good evening. And
Did y'all stop the recording yet?